Can trees help us learn how to trust the world? I think they can. And I want to talk a little bit about that today through a feature called komorebi. That's a Japanese phrase, and it has to do with naming this phenomenon where light hits the tree at different places, which of course means some of the tree is in shadow and some of it is in light. And it's this ever changing pattern. It's never the same twice. And the tree is there with it all the time. Um, and it's a wonderful metaphor for how, across the space of a day, a week, a year, a lifetime, we too have these recurring and kind of unending fluctuations in darkness and lightness and all the things in between. And what does that have to do with trust? Well, I don't know about you, but when I am going about my life and all the kind of ebbs and flows in a day, all the things that happen, they could be big, they could be small. There's a lot of variation, a lot of things that I find irritating or that I want to name in certain ways as that was light, that is great, or that was dark, that was difficult. And this patterning in the tree is this wonderful reminder I come back to pretty much 2 times a day at dawn and at dusk to be with the reality of the ebb and flow, that changing variation of shadow and sun. It just is, right? It just is what it is. It is a feature of life. And if I can kind of slow down and have some spaciousness with all the fluctuations, that's how I kind of stop getting bristled at every time something changes. Or that's how I can really feel into, well, what is it to be the tree that is rooted, that is soaring to the sky, that is receiving the sun when it's there and okay when it's not there? And how might that be a form of trusting in the patterns of the world? Trusting that there is something that abides deeper than the fluctuations, beyond the fluctuations, that there is a broader pattern or order. You can kind of think of the word that feels right for you, that is abiding, that my inner vitality and the tree's inner vitality are of the same living world. And that's such an amazing thing. And I know when I get kind of caught up in the bustle of daily life, I forget that. And so I try to have a couple times a day where I just come out and kind of dilate all my senses to be with that again, to just marvel at the beauty of the light and shadow and all the variation on the tree. And then also just to kind of feel in my body, my feet on the earth, feeling that wholeness that I have within me, even if I still make mistakes, even if I'm, absolutely flawed, all the things, right? That there is still a kind of wondrous enoughness to the tree, to the moment, to myself. And I just kind of come back to that again and again and again. And doing that over time, cumulatively, is a way to, for me at least, I call it the trust muscle. It's the, okay, I could entrust my vitality, my life with this thing that the tree just does, right? Withstanding with all the variations and knowing that things will go on. I don't know how they'll go on, and they may not go on the way I want them to. But I can maybe do that with a little bit less grasping or bristling and a little more reception and allowance of the play of light and shadow and everything in between, and just allowing them in as they are and taking a few beats to realize, oh, okay, I can stand with the tree and craft a response that feels in alignment um, with this broader living world that we're part of. So that's My connection between trees and trusting, it's an ongoing process. I'm learning and relearning all the time. And, a little invitation that you could try out is if there's a tree near you, great. Maybe you have to go to a park or down the street in your neighborhood. It can also be with a plant. It can be with a flower. If you need to, you can do this with a photograph if you don't have something right nearby. And just taking that spaciousness to feel into, okay, what if all of this is enough and I'm a part of it? And it's going to help me kind of weather all those little blips and fluctuations that happen across a day. Try it out and let me know how it goes. Bye.